So let's create a special type of expense report, one that is a pre-approval. Some expenses you incur may require a pre-approval from your approvers, from your managers and supervisors. So for that, what we ask you to do is create a separate expense report for it. Let's say, for example, that you're requesting permission for lunch for a staff meeting that's coming up. All right, so we're going to create a separate expense report for that type of expense called add report. We're going to name that report. Let's say it's lunch for staff meeting. Okay, so we hit save. So first we need to create the permission. We need to ask permission for an amount of money for a certain thing. So that's where we're going to use this extra button at the top here called add pre-approval item. Clicking it basically gives you a short version of a screen. This is a little shorter version of what you'd see on expenses, for example. And this is you basically asking permission to spend money. So again, you need to choose your entity, SFCG, E or S. You need to choose the grant for this expense. Let's say it was DFD. Again, you have this list available to you. So let's scroll down here. Yeah, let's use, there we go, DFD. Okay, you put the amount that you're asking for. Okay, and that'll be in your home currency. And then the type of expense it is that you're requesting as well. So in this case, let me just going to pick a category here. Okay, let's say it's a 908 type of expense. All right, and then the memo, basically explain what it is you're asking for, any details about the expense. Can we order pizza for our staff meeting? Great. So there's all the details we need. We hit OK. Great. And there's our pre-approved request created. Now with this request, of course, you need to submit it in for approval. To do that, just check off the item and then hit submit. Just that easy. Just hit OK. And there we've sent the item to our approver to review. Now, when you submit a pre-approval in for approval, you'll see this blue icon indicating it's been submitted, and you'll see who it's currently sitting with as your approver to the right of your name. So this is who is currently reviewing it at any given point. Now that's going to be traveling through an approval process, and once it's fully approved, then we'll see this green check mark appear. So here our pre-approval has been received, fully approved there with a green check mark. So it's gone through every approver, they've signed off on it, they're okay with what we've asked for. If we open up that expense report, there's our pre-approved item with the green check mark now fully logged in. Now to spend the amount of money from that pre-approval, you just need to check off the item. So there's our pre-approval, we've checked it off, and we hit the create expense item. This button here will convert our pre-approval into an expense. There it is at the bottom of our menu. Now at this point, I can open up this item and add more details to it. If I need to change any notes or add a receipt or change the amount, for example. Let's say this was actually spent in a different currency. Not a problem. You can type in the currency that you spent in. Here it's converted back to our base currency. There we are. We can add extra notes, add a receipt if we need to, but otherwise hit save and close. And there we go. There's our amount in francs, converted back to our home currency. At the top, you can see our pre-approval, also the subtotal for the amounts that we spent against it, and we're within our pre-approved limit, so there's no issues. There's no total due at this point. So that's how you handle a pre-approval. Now, of course,